Yeah, sometimes you say, because you were talking about shattering your identity, right? I think sometimes shattering your identity or questioning like who you are is a good thing, right?
Mm.
Because maybe you could be something else. Maybe you should be growing into something else. Maybe you shouldn't be stuck in the same pattern of thinking of like, this is all I am, so I'll ever be. Like, I think that limits everything about you as a person if you do one thing. So,
Well, also,
yeah.
I think that you can realize that there's no such thing as just being one thing. You can grow as a person. You should never pigeonhole yourself into something where you shouldn't pigeonhole. You shouldn't try to be a label, you know. And you
That
know, and that's the problem with too. A lot of kids in high school and college, you know, like they try to be a label. Like I tried to be a label. I thought that I was gonna be a fucking fat.
you are. Oh my God, that's why somebody here said you are so about labels. Like for me, I like to think of people as like, we put people in boxes a little bit, but you had very clear boxes for people and for yourself. Like I remember, like if I had like 5 years ago, I was like, Eric, who are you? You'd be like, oh, I'm like this frat guy
I never said that.
with a heart of gold, and just only some people get to see it, right? I knew that's what you would say. That's what
You said that about me,
because
so I just went with it.
no. This is like how you always kind of right. You could always act like you're this big party guy to most people, and then after 2 minutes, you would drop the fuckboy act and be like, guys, I love literature, I love reading, I love poetry, and you know what I mean. Like, and so like, I think you thought that there was like, oh, okay, I can only show the side to certain people, but like, I think you were really happy to share those sides, and I think lately you've become more comfortable.
Well,
Even
I
with it.
also, I think I'm a pretty self-aware person, and I think that I did a really good job leaking things out when I needed to build that image. Because I never said that about me to you. You
didn't say it explicitly.
I didn't, but so good, right? Eric Seifert, really good.
No, but it was so transparent, dude. That was the part about it. Like, I think you thought that you were like tricking me or something. Like, oh, everyone just thinks I'm this party guy. I'm this misunderstood party boy. But it's like, secretly, I'm an intellectual. And I'm like, Eric.
It's all about the subtext, bro. I never said that. You assumed it about me.
I didn't assume anything. This is literally things you would like tell me with the way you would.
No, I didn't, bro.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, if I had asked you to define yourself and you were being super self-aware, I think you would have put yourself into these two boxes. And I think there's more to you than that.
Yeah. Of course. It's just like...
Or intellectual. Like, I think there's a whole, you're more dynamic. But I think that, like...
Aerodynamic.
You used to talk about people in categories. You were like, this is the rich guy. Or
I compartmentalized my life because I feel like I wasn't ready to combine my life yet because, I had a lot of friends and I had so many different groups of people where I split my personalities or I split my my passions between different groups and I wasn't ready to combine all of those into one person yet. And it was just easier that way, especially in college.
Well, I think in general, it's like you have certain friends that you only know from one thing, and then when they hang out with like if you have like your soccer friends hang out with your your drama friends, if you had both, right, and then they don't with each other, maybe they do, they don't, like whatever the case may be. That's always like a moment, but I think that like I don't know. In general, I think whenever I've overthought like, oh, my friends get along, they don't know each other. Usually they get along amazing. Like I was just me overthinking. Oh, they have nothing in common. All of them do this, but like,
what did they talk shit about me behind my back?
Not even. I was never worried about that. But like, you're worried. Like, are they gonna get along? Like, the only thing they know is me, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, there's just two cool ass people who get along with everybody. Why would this be an issue? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a moment for sure.
But yeah, but it's like growing pains. You have to go through that just so you can figure out who you are, what you want, and in order to know what you want without going through the process, you can at least through process of elimination about knowing what you don't want, find what you need.
That's so funny you say that. I was talking that I think this weekend. I was talking about how like let's say bad experiences, but we'll say like like bad experiences, negative outcomes, falling short, failure, right? Those allow you to, if you're paying attention to like recalibrate your filter, your metric for what you really want. You know, I think you have to like people who like marry their high school sweetheart. Like I don't want to hate on them because I know I have some friends who've done it and they're very happy, right? But I'm always
Yeah,
like,
you're from Tracy, of course.
well, I'm saying like I'm sure people from Visalia married their high school.
Hell of people married.
Okay, so don't act like this is like a Tracy thing, you know.
It's
But I'm
because they
saying,
got pregnant.
whoa, yeah, oh damn, all right.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, those people are great. They're nice people.
Right. Okay, maybe that's my point was gonna be that like, let's say you married someone you met like okay, Boy Meets World. Remember the show Boy Meets World?
Topanga, yes.
He met Topanga when he was in like first grade. They went through high school together. They went to college together, and then he married her, right? And I remember thinking as watching that, I was like, how the fuck do you know she's the? I mean, do you just know? I mean, maybe he got lucky, right? But I was like, you know nothing else.
Didn't they have like a break? Like they broke up for a little bit, and then his best friend like made out with Topanga, and that was like a thing for a little bit.
Like my point is, did he ever seriously date anybody else? No, it would be like a 2 or 3 episode thing where they're like, she made out with Sean?
Yeah, she made out with Sean.
Really?
Yeah. That's always a thing in shows. Like in Scrubs, JD kissed Carla.
Fuck, dude, I've seen most of Scrubs. When does he kiss her?
Dude, no, it happened.
I'm not didn't. I'm saying when.
It was before they got married because Carla and
Sure.
Turk, they got in a fight or something, and Turk was also in the fight with JD.
Really?
Yeah. Did I also shatter another image of a character?
I mean, this was fictional, so it does shatter my image of like one of my favorite fictional friendships of all time, which is Turk and JD, because that's such a bro code violation. I mean, that's beyond a bro code violation. Bro code violation is dating your boy's ex, or kissing your best friend's girlfriend makes you a piece of shit. I mean, obviously it's fake, but like
technically they were broken up at the time.
Okay, it's still.
Oh yeah, of course. That's a shitty situation.
Like even it's in like it depends how much time had passed too, right? But even still, it's like a no go, man. Especially right away. I mean, obviously, I'm taking like this is real personal, but like Turk and Jake, that's the biggest moment of all time. It's like, oh, Gandhi touches kids, whatever. But Turk and Turk
and JD. It reminds me of a story of in high school. There was these two guys. They were best friends, and then one time, one of the guys passed out early after a night of drinking, and his best friend banged his girlfriend. And then they didn't talk for like a couple of years, and then they realized that their friendship is stronger than any woman, and became best friends again. And I was like, damn, that's fucking that's I mean, that's cool, I guess. That's crazy. But that was nuts, man.
Yeah, dude, no. I'm not gonna lie. No. I mean, I kudos to them because maybe they're just a more evolved person than me, and they're capable of a level of forgiveness that I have heretofore not tapped into and don't see myself ever. But like, I think there's certain things that people can do that are so unforgivable that like you never have to fuck with them again. Like, I'm not saying hold ill will, you have to go after them, do petty shit, but I think there's some people who are like, okay, we're just done.
Mm-hmm.
Like that talking about before this started, completely unrelated note, but like there's certain people like in my life dude, I'm out at this point where I'm just like, dude, wish you the best, but like I can't. You're not. I just can't fuck with you no more.
Oh,
Can't do it.
since we're both from small towns,
Relatively.
Tracy is a small town. How many people live in Tracy?
100,000.
We have about 130 or 150,000.
It's like bigger because there's actual small towns nearby, like Lathrop and like you know what I mean, Los Banos, which are like you don't even think
Oh
about
yeah,
them. Never even heard of these.
a blink of eye.
But it had a small town mentality. Everyone generally did feel like they knew each other.
So like when you would come home for like Thanksgiving break
Sure.
or Christmas break, right? And then
Sure.
you'll see two old classmates getting a fight over something that happened 3 years ago in high school, right? Have you ever seen something like that? Like usually on like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, that always happens.
Blackout Wednesday, very popular. I'm not gonna lie to you. When we went back for like Christmas and specifically Thanksgiving break too, you're talking about, it was really friendly. Like people
Really?
were like, "Yeah, dude." Like no one was, at least where I was at, no one was like fighting. People were like, "Dude, what are you up to? Here's what I'm up to. Here's what I'm doing. Here's a person I'm dating." Like I can't remember like a single fight popping off because I don't know. Maybe that I don't know. That seems like a weird energy to bring to that event too. To be like, here's the thing too. I feel like after college starts, high school, like it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just like it's just like it's you started this new life with new friends in a new place. It's almost like it's just a clean slate. So the rush from high school to college means like you didn't go far enough, emotionally, mentally, possibly physically, because like why do you still care?
Well, what about the people who didn't leave? Because
Do they matter? I mean, I don't know. They happy to have people back in town. I think they were just like, oh, party like we used to, right? They weren't looking to fight anybody. Like, I mean, maybe thoughts popped off in other places, but like my experience coming back home during those times was like people were stoked to see each other because like, dude, we went to different schools, but we were friends, and now we get to share. Like, I have all these stories, you all these stories. We're kicking it like we used to, but now we're older. You know, our parents are not tripping on us drinking as hard because like
it's legal.
We're not in high school. Well, you're 19, 20. It's just like, and now it's like, hey, call me if you need a ride. Don't be an idiot. It's not, where are you? You know what I mean? Like,
are you wearing a mask?
Oh God, that was good.
I don't know. It's just like, because in my hometown, but a lot of people did go to the community college, but they still stayed within the town. And I think up until like even like 4 or 5 years outside of high school, I still knew people who got in fights over things that happened in high school. And I think that like my buddy, I'll call him, I don't know, soccer player. He got into multiple fights throughout a span of like 3 or 4 years with the same guy because he dated that other guy's ex-girlfriend when they broke up. But they didn't really know each other. They just like he knew each other in passing. But that's happened like multiple times, different years. And the reason why I kind of brought this up is because like I was thinking like what if their sense of identity is to the past, and they don't see themselves as much more than that, which is why they still get in fights over high school.
Yeah, dude. The term used to be called, you know what a high school Harry is?
I'm assuming it's what we're
That
just
was the
talking
term.
about.
It was like a guy who like pretty much, right? So like I think I don't know if their identity, I guess to a certain extent, like they just never grew up. And the thing too is they heard that expression where like I'm gonna sound like a douche, but fuck it. Like they ever say like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, the expression is if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And the idea is that like if you're not around people that you can learn from and are going to help you grow and mentor you because they know things you don't, then like you are going to stay stagnant. Right? So like you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around, right? And the 5 people I hang around.
It's like you brought up in the beginning. If you feel like you have to drink at a party, should you even be there?
I mean, I don't think it's a perfect example. Well, I think
I'm saying like drinking could be anything. Like drinking just mean like basically, if you feel like you have to force yourself to be there, is it really where you should be? That's what I'm
that,
saying.
that's a good point, right? I think like
You like that full circle
outside of
of
staying,
identity? Oh shit!
yeah. Oh, I got a bedtime reminder. That's so funny. I meant to go to bed an hour and 15 minutes ago, so I stayed up for you.